Hey, how's everybody doing? This is a video to address something that you can try to do to fix the snatchy throttle response in your motorcycle, or the binary feel of on-off gas that you get with fuel injected motorcycles. I just recently bought this. It's a 2018 Kawasaki Z900 RS. Sorry, I don't say Z for Z. I live in the U.S. and just wasn't raised that way. It sounds cool when other people say it, but I'm not going to do it. So I made another video about, when I bought this bike, it really wasn't set up right and didn't have the free play in it. It was idling high. I kind of went to the manual, tweaked the throttle, got it way better. It was not as jumpy, far less dangerous. Far less agitated, upon initial throttle response. But then as I rode the bike, and I didn't ride it much, I figured, well, it seems like I'm focusing a lot of my attention as I ride the bike here. And that's keeping me from not focusing out in front of me. And in reading in the forums, the two solutions that people generally go with this problem, and this is my first fuel injected motorcycle. All the other bikes, that's my 74 CB350 4, and I traded in a 2000 Shadow Sabre 1100 VT Cruiser. Both carbureted bikes, and any other bike I ever rode as a kid or whatever was carbureted for sure. So I saw the two solutions were, one, get a power commander. Those go for about $300. I guess they sit between, never heard of what really a power commander was, but they sit between, I guess, your ECU, and it's basically a way to adjust. You can calibrate out your fuel ratios by RPM, by gear, by throttle column, I don't really even claim to understand all of it. Sounds far too geeky for me, and I'm pretty geeky. But the other thing I saw in there was a thing called a throttle tamer, and that's what I looked into. And the company is this G2 Ergonomics, and they're in Illinois, and as I am in Illinois. And first I went online and I looked up, my bike, and I'm like, okay, well, they don't make a throttle tamer for this bike. So I sent them an email, and they got back to me and were like, yeah, we do. Actually, you need to order the Kawasaki Z1000 03 to 09 years, and that'll fit your bike. So I was like, I thought about it, went for a ride, and still, again, the beginning part of the throttle was, this initial part here, right, as you go here, was kind of still jumpy. I like everything after that. I really like the acceleration from that point on, and didn't want to lose that. Because what they do with this product is they cam out, and here's the, I have replaced it. Here's the original throttle body. They cam out, they flatten the acceleration part here, this channel. They flatten it so it doesn't have that hump, and as you turn, it's not grabbing as much cable. So I called them, and I spoke to a gentleman by the name of Cody, and a very nice guy. I spoke to two people, actually, Cody, and I forget the other individual I spoke to. Great guys, very nice. I have nothing to do with the company. I don't own stock in them. If they're publicly traded, I have no idea. But my concerns were, hey, I don't want to get this thing and be where the throttle's totally lame, or I've got to somehow wrap super far around to get, go the full range. And he indicated, no, really what the product is meant to do is just mellow out, widen the first 20% of your throttle response, and then it goes to normal. And I said, well, that sounds reasonable. The product's $80. They confirmed, their website is they should update their listings, because I think they'd sell more product. So I ordered it, and I got it. The instructions are, like any good mechanic, you don't read the instructions, right? I don't know if you have to be a mechanic to do this job, but anyway. So I figured, you know what, I'm going to try it. It's $80. I can always put the old one back on if I don't mangle things up. So this is just really quick to go over the job itself. And I'm going to try to do this kind of quick. So the main thing is, what was the hardest part of this job in taking the old one off is the bar end. It takes a 6mm hex. You need 3mm hex for these two screws. Then there's a Phillips underneath here, Phillips head. And then that pulls the assembly apart. You need to obviously get the grip off. So the tools that you'll need a WD-40 with a little applicator hose or pipe or whatever you want to call this, to get in and squirt a little bit of WD-40 in that grip so you can back it off of the stock throttle. Now, to get that bar end off, right, that's where the project starts. This is a 6mm Allen wrench or hex wrench, whatever you want to call it. Trying to get it off with just this alone is pretty difficult. You need to grab that bar end and pull it away from the bar, pull it out as you're applying pressure. I went online because I was having difficulty. This was not going to budget, and I read where people were hitting it with impact wrenches, torching it up, doing all kinds of what I thought were unnecessary things that I did not want to do to my bike. So I went out and I bought one of these, a 6mm I guess socket, 3/8 drive socket. Used my breaker bar, pulled on the end, voila, it came off nice and easy. I didn't have to take smacks at it with a hammer because there is Loctite on that screw. It came off. And so I wouldn't beat on the thing, I wouldn't heat it up with a torch, I wouldn't do any of that. Try this first. This will cost you probably about $9-10 for an individual one if you can find it. I bought a set, it was $30, there were 6 of them in there, or $30, $32, there were 6 of them in there. You'll need a 3mm Allen, a Phillips head, and you'll need an 8mm and a 10mm because you will have to adjust the throttle play again when you're done. And that's pretty much it, guys. You know, everything goes pretty easy. A tip would be, as you take this off, you work, you get the assembly off, you loosen the lines, the top, this part, you can see the seam here, this comes up, you'll see the cam exposed with your wires and the ends to the wire into the cam itself. To get them out, you're going to need to loosen the deceleration line, loosen that up real good so you have extra slack. Rotate the throttle this way, that end will come out easy. You bring the whole assembly forward, then your acceleration line will come out easy. Do it that way. Don't try to pry the wire out with anything. It's not necessary. Then when you reverse, you're going to put this line in first, the acceleration line in first, then this when you go to assemble it back together. Clean out the inside of your throttle grip. If it's got WD-40 in there, you don't want that in when you put it back on. I used soap and water, cleaned it really good. I did not use anything to put this back on. At first, I put a little soapy water in here, put it on. It was too squishy. I took it off, dried everything off, and just put it back in. It was a little snug and hard to get in there, but I was able to move it down. And it seems to be pretty good. And I still have in my little bit of slack. And I have ridden it only because it was 40 degrees last night was when I did it. And it's 37 right now. It's sunny, and I'm hoping to get out. But this is, this is where we're at. It was a lot better just going around my neighborhood last night. I did notice an improvement. So I'll have another review to give more information about how it all worked out. But that's the assembly from soup to nuts and completely reversible, and I'll let you know if it was worth it. If this product is everything that they say. Like I said, a good company, everything seemed to go okay. If it doesn't work out, they said they'd take the product back. If you don't mangle, your original throttle, you can put it back on and no one would be the wiser. So hey, with that, everybody, take care, stay safe, God bless.